Oh boy, guys. Figured out how this guy comes out. We're back on the 90 that's at the U-Pole in East Bethel. And we're working on getting a wiring harness. So, you know how mine's got electrical issues, right? So I was kind of digging around under the dash, and there's a bunch of cut, frayed, busted wires. I don't know how much worse it gets underneath, but we're grabbing all like the, I guess, connectors, harness, switches. I kind of want to do everything. So yeah, and like we got like the little modules here, like for intermittent wiper control. I think these are what do they call these, relays? Big relays, and the plug-in chimes that don't work for mine properly. So, and all that stuff doesn't work correctly, and it's all on the same interior harness, which is all cut up. So it only makes sense that, you know, we might have an issue relating to it, especially when you can see damage to it. It's worth a shot anyway. And now I know how it comes apart for when I have to do mine. And this one didn't have all the same options mine did, but what I found is I think it's got all the plugs for everything mine needed. They're just all, you know, taped up, not connected, as you can see, like right here and there. There's a lot of untaped stuff over on that side. Yeah, or unconnected stuff. There's a couple connectors down there that aren't hooked up. Yeah, so I think the harness is the same. At the very least, we'll be able to use it to patch my harness, you know, because this harness is in good shape. But I'm working away at it here, so I gotta pull all those wires back here, and I think we're feed them out or feed it in from the fuse panel outside. And that'll get you the whole harness. Yeah. So to get this guy out, it's a bunch of Phillips. And you have to kind of have this pulled apart here to get the light switch out properly, because you can't get at the connector to get it off without getting behind it. You can't get behind it without having this loose. I didn't have it off. I was able to do it, just pull it loose. But to get this off, there's a bunch of Phillips all the way around, and you gotta have the column down, not off, but down out of the way, so you can get this loop down here, and a couple more connectors and a hidden screw. There's one hidden screw on the inside down here, or you can take it off of the top bracket. Where? This guy right here, which is also connected here, so you could either take this one out or take this one out. I saw this one first, so I took this one out. We're getting there. So we got all of the Infinity speakers out of this thing. They all are in pretty good shape. Door panels are sitting here. I've got the seats pulled out of it, so I can take this headliner. I did pull the sun visors and overhead console. This fan is in too nice a shape. So, to do the headliner, we just gotta pull all of this trim off, and the seat belts. Seat belts are 13/16, and then all of the little things are Phillips. So you just get a little flathead to pull all these clips out, and then you can unscrew them, pull everything apart, and we just need to get it all down and away so we can kind of tilt the headliner out. So I'm gonna do that. Well, headliner's down. This one's in real good shape. Alright, so I got it in my 2002 Chrysler Town & Country long wheelbase, and it fits. Just barely. It's gonna be a fun ride home right there. But see, it's you know, it's not kicking or anything, right? It was a great idea I had. So I got the two seat belts tied together, giving some weight to it. So that ought to work. Alright guys, I just learned something today. I took a gamble. We pulled that headliner out of that 94. I did some measuring beforehand. I measured the headliner in my 90 here, like length and width, and it seemed to be the same, and honestly the clips all lined up. I've got the overhead console from the second gen plugged in, and it was plug and play. It's the same length and it's working. So these are the same computer. No way. The flickering is just on the screen. That's just how these screens work. It doesn't flicker in person. Alright, so we're switching gears a little bit here back on the 90. Now that we verified the second gen equipment is going to actually work in here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get this headliner changed. One, because I'm excited and I want to see the new headliner in here. Two, because I need it out of my other van. So we're going to take all this like wood grain trim inside. I'm going to take this all inside so I can clean it up since I got it off. Yeah, we got to get those seats out of here, get those intake parts out, and then we gotta start taking apart the trim without breaking it. I know some of it's got some cracks in it already, but we're gonna do our best to not break it any worse. So, yeah, we got our work cut out here for us. So really, there isn't much to it for the headliners. Naturally, make sure you got all the working space you need. But I usually start up here and I take the sun visors off. Sun visors are T25s. And then, you take the center bits off. And then, obviously, if equipped, your overhead console, which on a Gen 1, it slides back and then down and forward and it comes out. And then you got your plug for your rear power windows and your plug for your trip computer. It's not a trip. This one's not a trip computer. It's just a temp. Overhead console with temp. And then you got to work your way around. So you take all of the seatbelt harnesses off, which I just realized something. You guys see any seatbelts back here? Huh. Well, I'll be darned. That's why it didn't come with any seats, because it never had any. Kind of mind-blowing here. There's no way, right? Minivan, no seats? Like, I could understand it if it was like one of the mini Ram vans, which usually had the back windows gone in them. Like they're like the I don't know, sheet metaled over, like there's no window in the back. But like a Grand Caravan with no never mind. The seat belts for the Gen 1s. Sorry, I'm confused. I'm kind of throwing myself off because I just did the headliner of a Gen 2 and you had to pull all of the seat belt harnesses out of the A-pillars. These only have lap belts and they're built into the seat. That's what it is. They only have lap belts required for the rear in 90. So they were only lap belts which are built into the seat. Whereas in 94, you needed 3-point belts. So you had or shoulder and lap belt. I don't think it's a 3-point, it's a 2-point belt. So yeah, so you then had hookups all up in here. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah. So I guess I only need to take the seatbelts for the front, which are 13/16, and these just slide up. There's nothing holding these in. It's just a little clip, so they slide up. Pop those off. They got Loctite, so they take a little bit to break loose. And then you go around and you pop all those clips. The clips for this one, at least on Gen 2s, these are like inserts. They're not screws, so you have to pull this clip all the way out. Whereas the rest of the trim, they're little, like, these are like pegs. The rest of them are just little covers, and then behind them's a Phillips screw. Go all the way around. On the driver's side here, you gotta pull this bottom piece out first, and then you can remove the top part. And to remove these, you also have to remove these vinyl cloth covers, and they're velcroed on top, and then they slide up. So you pop the velcro on top and slide them up. that one 2, that one 3rd. This, I don't know if this is a 1 or a 2 piece. On the Gen 2s, this corner is a 1 piece, and then this is a 2 piece. Then you got to get your A-pillars out, which this one has a screw in the top and the bottom. The Gen 2s only have a screw on the back right here. The rest of it doesn't. So, and then finagle your seats to where you can kind of rest the headliner on it, while also, you know, being able to get by it and let them down. Okay, I'm gonna start by cleaning this out, and then we'll get a good look at it with all this crap out of it. Okay, so Gen 1s, it's see, like this one up here on the driver, this was the screw, but this was one of the clips, like you have to pull, like these stupid things. So it seems to be a mix of both. So I don't know what to tell you, I guess, except good luck. Oh. Anyway, yeah. So there you have it. There's a mix of both. And I got a clip puller here, and I got this, well, had this clip puller here, and then I got a flathead tip screwdriver that's now bent because I've been using it for I don't use this ever. I never use this bit size, so it's always a pulling tool, and you can see what happens when you do that. Anyway, that's its life. So you keep learning things. That's how you do these trims. You know, trim pieces on cars, is you just do it, and you kind of just take it apart and you kind of figure it out. Like, so like this one, on the Gen 2s, like it's only got one screw up here, and then it stops here. You know, I'm looking at this, so it's got a screw here. It had a peg here, had another peg there, and then I'm like, oh, it still doesn't come out. So, but you know, you kind of just pull on things. You don't like pull hard, like you just lightly pull. It should come off when you have all this out. If it doesn't come, it's something holding it. So, you know, I open the door. I'm like, oh, maybe it's stuck here now. This one goes all the way down, and it's got another one down there. So that's why that one doesn't come out. And then we gotta make sure we clear that little stick out piece. It looks like it just comes back and it's fine, but yeah, and then you just keep feeling around, like, oh, there's a peg here. Oh, we had the seatbelt bolt. And then, it's gonna be stuck under that, which good luck to me getting the screws out of those. Honestly, that one doesn't look rusty, so I might have a fighting chance at cleaning those out and there being the head of a screw left that I don't have to drill out. We'll see, And then actually, I was looking at this. I don't think this actually pulls off like the second gen does. I think it stays on it permanently, and you just pull the bottom off and then it comes off. I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, you just kind of do it. Just finished pulling the trailer wire harness out because no thank you. This one will not be doing any more of that in its life, as far as I'm aware. At least none with lights, I'll tell you that much. So I got my work cut out here to resplice all of these. And leave me much room on that one. You might just get some tape, because all that was... So a lot of them are wire nuts, but some of these were like those little crimp-on things where you add a third wire. Yeah. That might get some tape. That might get some tape. That one is going to get a crimp. I think over here it was just the one ground for wire nuts, so we'll do that. Oh yeah, look at this gasket I had to make. So when I put these in this new taillight, they wouldn't fit right, so there's a piece of foam. I was able to make a gasket for each of them. Now they fit snug. So anyway, I got the front trim pieces above the doors all gone, and then I got this piece that was just getting off, so I started working on these. Anyway, I saw this, got distracted. I'll finish the taillights later, right? I'll remember, right? No, I won't. Back to the interior. Okay, at least I got this out, so I don't forget to take it out. Oh, now she's sagging. I don't believe that's factory. They insulated the fucking thing. Oh boy. What in the hell? There's a mouse nest. Yeah, we're getting rid of this stuff. This is going away. Good thought, but nope. Nope, 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 nope. That's the factory stuff right here. There's a bunch of seam sealer in there. A whole bunch. This out. All of it gone. The stuff I might put back in, we'll see. Probably not. Oh, crap. It's all... Hey, jeez. What in the fuck do we got going on here? Or that's not seam sealer, that's their rust preventative, which looks like it worked. Yeah, it's like a grease of that port rear window motor. What do we got going on? There's a big bunch of plugins behind this guy. Ugh, we're exploratory surgery. I think I'm gonna have the fluid film gun out tomorrow, so I'm gonna leave this all open after I put the headliner in, and I think I'll fluid film all of this down here. I think that would be a grand idea while it's all apart, right? That'll give me time to take this stuff inside and scrub it. Like, I believe there, it's supposed to be like that. I knew somebody had been in here for one reason or another. Oh, you can see all their welds from, this is where the wood trim paneling would all the, like the clips for it went. Yeah, you see all their welds going across when they got rid of the wood trim. So, what is you? Just a bunch of plugs, it looks like. So this is where the harness kind of ends his journey. I'm looking at this harness all the way back, and I don't particularly see anything wrong with it, which is good. Little crunchy right here where they missed putting their grease here. Oh boy. I think that's a self-tapper. Oh, hey, look at that. Who's that? That to me looks like a wire. What does it do? Oh, gosh. What is in that box? Because it goes to something. Yeah, see it? Or it's like a spring for something. Yeah, like what is this whole... What is that? Huh. I know what it is. It's the fuel door. And that is the line that goes back. There's a, so if your seat one ever fails, there's a secondary fuel latch right here. Well, there was a secondary fuel latch. It appears that it rusted out in this wheel well. Yep, because here it is, right here. We've caught it. It's in this grease. It goes up, and it ended up down in there, and it rusted out. Well, that does no good anymore, huh? Here I thought I might have found a ground wire. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Oh, there was cracked corn up in the headliner, so my hopes are still there. Yep, that guy rusted out. Yeah, pull for fuel door release. Yep, and now I got all that grease on my hands. God damn. Oh. Same story for the passenger side. Well, little different story. It had all the fucking insulation, and then it's got this one. They've got a lot of that. It's like a, I don't know if it's like a grease, but it's forever sticky, which is, or forever like sticky, which is good. It doesn't harden up and dry out, which is what fluid film does. So this stuff worked real well, but it looks like they had a spot of rust here on this panel, and they sprayed it with like a Zybart, or maybe this was just literally rust converter or something. Anyway, that seemed to have worked here. That did a very good job there. That hasn't come back. And then it's got a bunch more of the crap sprayed down there, and good. That's a good thing. But I'm going to spray it again. I'm going to add more to it. I'm not going to clean that out. I'm going to leave it all in here, and I'm going to spray this and pack it full of fluid film. And I'm not putting the insulation back in it. But look what I found. This is the door ajar button for the rear sliding door. And that guy was broke off and touching everything. So this is definitely one wire problem. I'm glad I found something. So yeah, I got a different switch we can put on it. Well, so that might be the end that connects to the switch. So I might have to get a new end and connect it to it, because I grabbed all the switches, but I didn't grab the pigtail. Dang it. And it looks like that was broke off before. Maybe it was glued on, and that glue has since failed. I'd have to go look. I pulled the switch off, but I'm going to leave that out, so I remember that that's the thing I need to do. Well, it's out. I have to rewrap these wires. The wire tape they used disintegrated as soon as they touched it. But all these wires look okay, so I don't see anything wrong with them. Yeah, we gotta retape them and put them up here. I'll probably use zip ties on that. But yeah, they look fine, which is good despite there being mice up there. So there definitely were mice up there. Yeah, I mean, they look fine. This is where I'd be worried the most, because this is where the mice were up here in the front. Yeah, look at this shit. Yeah, there's nothing left of that. I don't know why I touched it, because it was fine till I did, but you know. I'll go, oh, hey, look at that. Nope, they're not fine. There's a break right there. What the fuck? Sorry, I'm looking at this. And so the purple wire is cut off. And it's spliced into this brown wire. I want to tell you that's not how it should be. And I'm gonna... What the fuck? Yeah, like the purple wire got cut off and put onto this brown wire got put on. I tell you, that's probably not factory. Okay, now I will actually take this whole thing apart and look at it real closely. Oh, great. Let's see if I can... Yeah, here now you can see what we're looking at here. So, look at what this... What is this? So, yeah, here's our purple wire, which is cut. And one end isn't hooked up. And then the other is spliced into this feeder wire, which goes where? I don't know. Oh no. Well, nope. Yep. That's the mirror lights. Oh boy. Oh, it was. Huh. Great. That has to be factory, right? Like, this is all the factory wire, or like... Oh no. Well, I gotta find where this wire... What is this? I guess it kind of makes sense that it can't be... Because this goes right to the other mirror. So you couldn't have the two mirrors just hooked together, right? So they'd have to be fed by a wire. So maybe they're fed by this, which goes down. I don't know. Where does this pink one go? Because this is passenger power mirror. Or, like, sun visor. It's the mirror light for the sun visor. This is driver's side. Maybe this is power. Now, where does our pink boy go? Pink boy goes down into here. Is this power coming off of the trip computer feed? In which case, where does our other guy go? Look at our rear dome light. He doesn't go to that one. Where does he go? Nobody knows. At least I don't. Oh, no. Fuck. Oh, I didn't want to have to do any troubleshooting of this shit. Right. But if we look here, this is where that purple black one goes. Does he just go down? Oh, one spot of tape that won't break. Yeah, he goes down. Which, now we gotta move this shit. which comes out down here somewhere. There's a plug there. Oh, slip it. So kicking up fumes, moving that old insulation around. So now, I should have grabbed the rear harness off of the 90. Oh, great. For some reason I didn't, and I'm regretting it. I was like, no way, it's all going to be in the dash, right? All the switches are and everything. No. Nope. It's going to be messed up back here. There it is. There it goes. And then it goes I think it goes back to the front. Oh boy. Well, I want to tell you right now that was definitely grounding out up there. Almost certainly. Oh, frick. I'll tell you, I'm not a wire genius. That is for sure. So, I don't know, I find broken wires and I splice them together. That's about the best I can do. And I can find if there's power going to something with my multimeter. Now, tracing all this shit back is... you gotta find wire diagrams. Where are you gonna find those? Let's see. Oh, great. Great. Dang it. Well, we know it's a black and purple going that way. So, let's go that way. Where does it go? I don't know. Kind of grasping at straws here. I'm just looking on the pigtails down here. Heavy duty flasher has a purple black. You know what else is a purple black? This broken wire in the driver door. Oh, hey. Well, just purple black is fucking their splice wire. That splice goes into a purple black, or that crimp. But it's not purple black originally. Oh, no. Oh, we've opened another can of worms. Yeah, that's... Well, is that black purple? That's black purple. Dang it. Well, I think that's about what I'm gonna commit to based on these developments. Batteries unhooked because yeah, I don't trust that. It's getting cold out. I don't like working in the cold. Yeah, Yeah, so, well, what I should do is maybe look tonight, see if I can find any wire diagrams. Otherwise, I need to go dig down there. Maybe go get me a front to rear wire harness out of a 1990 Dodge Caravan. No, it's out. I'll say that's a win. Probably don't lock this. Oh, I can't with these taillights. Anyway, leave that out of the way. I don't need to break those. There, I can open that in the morning. Anyway, there's our headliner. I'll deal with that tomorrow. Hello, cat. Clean all the trim. Yeah, I want to look up some wiring harness, see what I can find. Alright, so it's been a few weeks. It is 80 degrees right now. Water is draining. There's a culvert up here that does not function. I got a bridge with those old tires anyway. All the water is draining out. I shoveled out this snowbank here so that can disappear. But we gotta get back to working on this guy. So let's start with a cold start because I gotta hook the battery up so I can pop the hatch on it. It sparks, no fire. Does she run? This is the state we've left it in. Everything's hooked up. It's just it doesn't look pretty. Door chime. Turn that guy off. Oh yeah. Fires right up. Find that trunk pop button. Okay, that didn't work. There we go. Oh, it got warm and I was going to replace these shocks. And today they're, well, I've replaced them once already with some used ones. But today they're working, so they're gonna live another day, and I will do that later. I've got some brand new ones sitting up in the seat. Like, I think OEMs were still available, believe it or not. So, there we go. So we got this problem. Dome light works. Alright. Now, I believe today, what I gotta do, at least we're gonna start off. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the license plate bracket on the front bumper. I'm gonna warm up to this doing electrical work. Not my favorite part of the job. So we're gonna do the license plate bracket, get that mounted. And then we gotta replace the headlight switch. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I guess all the license plate bracket is it's literally, here, can you see it? 2 screws into this part of the bumper. That's it. Alright, so here's our new switch. This is a standard ignition switch. That's the brand anyway. Standard ignition is the brand. It's a headlight switch. So it comes like this. And this is what we've got. So we got to pull this guy apart, and it looks like there's 3 Phillips screws here. We'll take this kind of plate off, because if you look here, it looks like it is threaded in. So we're going to take these 3 screws off and see where that leaves us. Okay, so I got it apart, and it lets me pull it out that far. There's our threaded piece. Looks like it would take some special sort of like 4-prong bit. I'm going to take pliers here, and I'm going to twist that off. Spun that out. Okay, so I spun that out. That still didn't let it out, right? And I'm like, well, it's got to come out some way. So I was looking at the new one, and I looked down that hole right there, and I could see that there was like a tab. And so I started looking around, and right here on the back side, press this guy in, and that releases this guy. You see a little notch on the end? So that's how we get that guy out. All we got to do is reinstall the new switch, and then we're good. So I'm going to do that. Okay, I have it in here. This is more of I wanted to test this. This does not fix my issue. Cool. So I want to do some, now we're getting into more electrical work. I'll bring it back if I find anything relevant. Alright guys, it's been a bit. We've escalated slightly. Passenger door panel is now off. I found some frayed wiring in here. Nothing broke, just a couple bits where the plastic is kind of broke apart. Nothing grounding out on each other here, but that I gotta look into just a little better. Just tape it up probably with some E-tape. We're missing some more of the dash, and it's eviction day. In the driver's seat. Yeah. Yep. I caught eye of that mouse nest while I was kind of looking up in here. And I'm like, well, it's gotta come out now. So it did. I'm about ready to pull it out. But I'll show you how I did that. But other than that, what did we do? We got all the new like door chime switches in on both sides. That's really about it. That's really about it. But there's you just gotta pull this bracket out of the way. That's after you take this trim piece off, which is a bunch of screws, and then you gotta make sure your wires are all unhooked, and it kind of pulls out after you pull the steering wheel down. And then on the outside there's a couple of deep well 11mm like nuts on 4 studs on the back firewall, and then you gotta undo your AC and your heater core lines, and make sure you pull these vacuum lines back in, and then yeah, it kind of comes out. It's not bad. Alright, so I pulled the glove box off, and look what I found. I think it says it's either 3% or 3 cents off per gallon, any grade. 87, 90, and 92 at Super America. And it says good through August 31st of 1993, limit 1 per customer. The van was less than 3 years old when that was lost under the glove box. But it gets better. Remember this guy here? I found this at the junkyard. This plate was under the carpet of the van I was looking at. And so I grabbed the mounting bracket and this plate, and it's been cleaned up, scuffed, and siliconed together. Look what was under the glove box. I mean, this one is in worse shape. It doesn't have the black paint like this one still mostly does, but now I've got another one. So, and the plate's still on the vehicle, so I'm gonna take that plate off, and we're gonna get this one cleaned up as a spare. What are the odds of that? That's cool. That's insane. But and then we had this, that little flower piece and some bubble gum, and yeah, otherwise we've got this thing pretty much stripped. Yeah, she's stripped down real. I mean, so I'm gonna pull the carpet up and I'm gonna clean up any of the rust spots on the floor. There's some in the front for sure. And sand it down and kind of paint and prime over it. Prime and paint, if you will. But I've been working on this wiring a little more. And so what I figured out, I think, is from these, the front doors back, I disconnected everything. You know, isolated the circuit to the front of the vehicle. And we're still seeing the same issue where headlights don't work, and when you turn the headlights on, it turns like all the door dingers off and shuts the power ramp off. And so our short is still up in the front of the vehicle. But I had to have this all apart anyway to do what I wanted to do, to completely clean the carpet up, take it out, refresh it. I had to put new seats in anyway, so. But we're working on the seats. Those 4 bolts came out like immediately, like right now. This one I had, the 2 on the inside came out. The one on the rear here was back and forth, got off. That one I rounded off. I pounded a 3/4 on it, so it's not rounded off anymore, but I got to take a breaker bar to it. But I want to take the glove box off just to get under there, have a look at it in case I needed to. And I found some goodies. 93 Super America doesn't even exist anymore. They were bought out a couple years ago by Speedway, so now they're all Speedways, except one that I know of in St. Cloud that is still Super America. It's closed, so it's abandoned, but it's got all like the SA branding on it still. Kind of cool looking, actually. Sweet. So when that one falls off, I have a spare. Or that one shouldn't come off. That is on there real well, but we'll see. I'm gonna put this away so I don't lose it. Probably in the folder with like all my receipts and stuff for this vehicle. But hey, it's on video now. Good through 93. Oh, almost forgot. Steve Winwood. There's no cassette in there, but there's at least a case. Well, there we go. Technically, if it weren't for all this junk, the seat would be, or the carpet would be ready to come out. So, you know. Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the wires here. Look okay. They look okay here too, as far as I can tell. Who knows what they're like under that tape. Yeah, see that under there? I mean, there's still floor there, but how long will there be floor there? Crunchy. Great. License plates. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like after I get in there with a grinder. Yeah, look at that mess. Okay. That's soaking wet. That stinks. But, it's not that bad. It's like they're forward and it's that might be that might be okay. Is this a Monday or a Friday job? That's from the factory. That's nice. What do you think that's from? Firewall. This is probably gonna come up. Yeah. Oh, look at it. It's just soaked. Now, why is it soaked is what we need to figure out. Because, water's getting in somewhere. Where's it getting in? was getting somewhere. Not much left of this mounting plate. Careful, I gotta be careful with that. Yeah, it's not that bad. That's wet too. What is this for even? Is that like for a manual transmission? Like this where your shifter comes up? Maybe? That might be what that's for. Like this blue better. Yeah, it's not that bad. Oh, I gotta remember to get this stud out of here. Or this was a screw for the trim piece. Right here. I had to drill them out. There's one on the other side too. And I can kind of wiggle it out. Probably unscrew with pliers or something. Yeah, it's not that bad. God, does that smell? This is what the vehicle smells like, is the odor that is radiating. Must have been a pretty bad wreck. I'm looking at the front driver's side B-pillar. You can see how it's crinkled up here and rippled all up in here. Now, for reference, here's the passenger side. That one's straight. Yeah. I'd say that must have been a wreck. This is all straight though. Here's their welds from when it used to be a Woody, and they welded the holes. Nice. Yikes. Trying to get these out. This is proving to be difficult because half of them are just rust. So, yep. Well, I got it out. It's not that bad. That's a crunchy spot. That's a really crunchy spot that will probably be a hole by the time you get done picking it. Going up there is fine. Same story on the passenger side here. One pretty crunchy spot right there. And one hole. And then another crunchy right here. These must be beams that go across here. Somewhere that holds moisture. Anyway. Peel this back as far as, it goes and clean it up. And then either, weld like a small plate on here or something. It's not bad. When they redid this, they oiled these up real nice. This one didn't get nearly as much oil, so I'll fluid film this up before I put it back, but it's not that bad. For a northern vehicle, some of you people that aren't from up here are like, oh my god, scrap this poor thing. Maybe I should, but too bad. I'm not gonna. Custom cover. Nice. This is that harness that goes from the front to the rear. I had it all peeled apart looking at it. And it looks fine. I gotta remember, this is a factory, like, crimped, crushed, soldered copper joint thing. Had an extra layer of tape around it, and it was the factory tape too. Dare I want to pull this thing off the wheel well? Probably not. I'm gonna leave that. That'll be a bitch to stick back down. Probably duct tape this back up. I hate this. I use these on all of the Caravans, and they're the worst fucking thing after they sit for a while. is. I think this is for door harness. Just making sure this wire isn't all, broken. Rub it on everything, and it looks like it's fine. Yeah, it looks okay. Let's see. This one over here is another story. It was broke here. They had a little like twist tie on that, and then it was rubbing over here. It was melted, as you can see. It almost, if you want to ask me, the way this looks burned, this looks like it was on fire. And it was on fire right here where this was. I cut this back a little bit here. It looks like it was on fire here, if you ask me. But that whole wire is going to get replaced back to the connector right there. And there's ground down there. Other than that, forgot about that piece. Despite what that looks like, that's solid-ish. More solid than what we were looking at back there. Yeah, fun. It's gonna be a pain to get this off too. What I'll probably do is I'll take it off to here. I'll cut it right there. There's already a big slice, like factory slice. I'll probably cut it the rest of the way and make it into 2 pieces so I can pull this side out at least. And then probably I'll cut off the bottom so I can get at that. Or fold it up, we'll see. At least it'll probably dry out now. Don't know, we'll see. We're supposed to get some rain tomorrow afternoon and into Saturday, which will prove helpful in finding the leak, maybe. Alright. Well, I got some boards under the firewall bit. Hopefully it'll dry out a little bit here. So, otherwise, get at this bit of harness now, which, guess what? This was probably, sitting in water down here. So this right here might be worth looking at. Like that right there. That was sitting in water. So maybe we pull that apart right there. Because it's got to be somewhere on the part of the harness where the rear wiper connects. Because everything I did, like put the headlights on, open the glove box, it all caused the rear wiper to turn on. I don't know, I just saw like a drop. It might have been like red rust. I thought it was bleeding here. Yeah, leaking. Well, pulling back all this seam sealer. Which, oh, sorry. Yeah, it's just all rust underneath it here. I don't know, stress reliever is what I'm doing right now. That's what it feels like, just pulling on it. So, yeah, I'll cut this back and look into here, because that was in water. Otherwise, I'll look at the other side too. So we must be somewhere up here. There's a leak, and it's probably, if I had to guess, around the windshield. It doesn't look like there's been water up here necessarily. Maybe a little bit. Or is the roof leaking somewhere? We'll find out. I'll take a hose to it. Well, guys, it's colder. I don't know, 40-something, 50-something. It's raining. There's a big, massive puddle on the passenger side. Definitely got a leak coming in here somewhere. Trying to figure out where it's coming from, though. It almost looked like it was coming from in here, and there was a bag in here I pulled out, so Maybe it was kind of leaking around the bag or something. Like the bag was serving as instead of it going down, it was coming in. But it... Oh, jeez. I see water dripping up here. Actually. That shit's getting around this windshield. Yeah, it's wet up there. Almost wonder. It's probably only a couple more bolts just to pull the rest of this off so I can get up under here and look at everything. But pull this off. I wonder if there's a channel that's clogged in here, which is letting it get into here. Yeah. That's what caused all this rust up here, is that. Love to see it. I don't see any leaks in like the back of the vehicle anywhere. The back of the vehicle looks dry, which is good. The roof looks dry, so the roof's not leaking. Yeah, it's coming around the bottom of the windshield here, I think. Because up here, look, this channel's all dry. I don't see like water seepage in here or anything. Down the side, it's coming from underneath. If I can get that guy right above my finger, is coming below that, which is about the windshield. Yeah, and it's moist up in here. And yikes. Almost should just pop a hole in the bottom there. Probably what I will do for now. Actually, I'll go get the drill. That's a little better. Probably put one on the other side too. Just, I mean, it doesn't look like water's getting over there right now, but just in case. And if it starts leaking again while it's under the carpet, at least we'll have somewhere to go, kinda. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's fun. Oh boy. Get that figured out, get the wiring figured out. I think that's our two worst battles right now. Because I still don't have this wiring figured out. And I mean, it started when the water came in, so... Or when I took it through the car wash. So... Somewhere that was exposed to water, which could still be down on this side of the harness in here, or somewhere under the engine bay. With this door harness, I still gotta tape back up here that I was looking at. Oh boy. We got lights.